Check 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Hey, Batty Commander. Thanks for coming early tonight. I actually was peeping your live a little bit, so I saw you were talking about how to set up a trailer. So yeah, throw some questions at me, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll see you in a bit. What's up, everybody? Can you give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay? We'll be starting momentarily. Thanks. What's up, everybody? It's Jacob coming to you from an undisclosed location near Denver, Colorado. So, I'm back. Thanks for hanging out and waiting for me to come back. It's been quite a while, it's a couple of weeks. For those of you that don't watch my Sunday updates, been a lot going on in the family. Had a health scare. My dad had what kind of at first looked like a mild stroke, but we took him to the doctor and they couldn't find anything. And he was fine. He didn't have like any weirdness with his face or cognitive abilities or vision or anything. And I was just hanging out with him today and we were doing some yard work and everything seems to be fine, but they're, doing more tests and scans and things. So hopefully we'll find out more, but I don't know. He's healthy, so that's good. You can't ask for anything other than that. Also, some other things going on with school. My assignments are getting like really super crazy, and one of the big things that I have to do is a big part is like soft skills. So I actually have to talk into a camera and record and present a lot. So that's super crazy. But actually, because I do all these lives and the YouTube videos, it really helps a lot, which kind of brings me to why I started this channel to begin with is I wanted to improve my public speaking skills. And when I first started, it was pretty bad. If you go all the way back and watch my first videos, they're super timid, lots of uhs and filler words and things like that. So it's paid off a lot. So if you're ever wondering about one reason to start a YouTube channel, public speaking, is one way to look at it. Got some big plans. You probably noticed that I'm kind of upping my video game a little bit. I been making trailers, little intro trailers with AI. And part of what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to show you how I made those, and it's not as complicated as you think. It's more in the skill that it takes to talk to the AI to kind of coax out what you want. And there's all kinds of different video AIs. I'm only really playing with one right now. There's two others that I'll get to eventually. And the other big thing that I want to start doing is you'll notice like I'm experimenting a lot more with AI in my thumbnails. And I'm going to show you some tricks that I'm doing to make my thumbnails, because I know some of you are content creators. We have Baddie Commander in the house. Actually, I don't know if any of the channel members are really content creators or not. Other than maybe kind of tangentially, I know Wise Night Owl, you always are sending me Gen AI images. And that video you sent me of that guy talking about grays and lizards, that's a rabbit hole I'm not going down today, brother. But don't get me wrong, I'll watch me some David Icke, when he talks about the lizard people. So go figure. Anyway, getting back. Sorry, I squirreled. Talking a little more about how I create these thumbnails, and it's not just because I'm trying to do more like content creation related stuff, but how I talk to the AI to get it to help me is a really important skill that I want to demonstrate more for you in the live tonight. And if we can get to it, I think I'm gonna, because I know I've been promising it, but I'm gonna use the AI to generate some badges and membership. Membership badges and chat emojis based on some of the tchotchkes I have in the back. Whoops, everything's opposite. Throw in the Sasquatch, the alien, the astronaut, and Anonymous or Guy Fawkes, depending on where you got introduced to that mask. And probably a lot of people don't really notice it very often, but there's that skull, the American flag skull back there, that I kind of want to turn into some emojis, just as an experiment. And I purposefully, I'm just starting blind. I don't really know like what the design requirements are for the emojis. I don't really know, how big they're supposed to be, colors, whatever. I'm just going to rely on the AI to tell me all about it. So I'm going to show you just kind of beginning to end how we can create something just if we have an idea in our head, and how the AI will help us do that. So and that's like the base level skill that you need, that I talk a lot about when you know, if you're going to learn AI like I'm recommending. It's really important to at least start learning to talk to the AIs in different ways depending on how you want to solve problems. And I'll get into more of like the agent-based stuff where it'll go off for like minutes, maybe even hours, and then come back with results for you, because there's ChatGPT has something called deep research. And what I might do is like figure out, you know, like if I have like medical symptoms or something, and have it go out and figure out, you know, maybe some medicine or something, or help me figure out what's going on or something. I don't know. Well, that'll be for like another live or another video at some point. But the reason why I don't do agents is because, like I said, it's not like when you see me typing in ChatGPT and then the lines go bloop, 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 and you get your answer in like 30 seconds. These agents can take, you know, hours, sometimes just, you know, 5-10 minutes, but just depends on the complexity of the problem. But I think that's sort of like the next level of where you would need to go for like a day job. Or if you want to start a business, kind of figure out how you can get these agents to do more for you. But anyway, whoops, my screen glitched, which I'll be glad I got my new laptop finally. So I'll be configuring that to do the live streaming from here at some point. But I don't want to tempt fate too much, because too much crap's been changing in my life lately. I had a storage server that had like decades of stuff on it lose power. It wouldn't turn on. The hard drives are fine. Put the hard drives in an identical box, boot it up. All my files are there. And then I run a health scan, and suddenly everything before 2021 disappeared. So that was fun. So I had to restore a whole bunch of files. You know, back up your shit, right? That's it's not if, it's when. You'll if you're in IT, you know that. Let's see what, there's something else that I wanted to talk about real quick. Oh yeah. So I was talking about the different things that I do to talk to the AI to get the thumbnails. And, you kind of been noticing maybe, I've been having, a Blade Runner theme lately. And the thumbnail for today's live, or the live, is called AI Colleagues. And I picked that for a specific reason, because this kind of takes me into the first thing that I wanted to talk about, is that there was an article that came out, not that one, where I'm starting to see companies, because those, a lot of you that are here, you know that I'm studying generative AI architecture, but it doesn't look like any new folks are here, so I won't go into all of that. But a lot of my colleagues or professional cohorts, we talk about AI in a certain way, and I'm noticing in the press that there's more of this push for these agents. What I've talked about earlier, these AIs, you talk to them as well, but they go off and do things for a long period of time. And what's been happening is, I think I talked about, I talked about it in my last video about the total system reset, that agents are getting better at being able to go off and do prolonged periods of work without any human intervention for longer and longer and longer. And it's not that it's necessary that it's longer, but it's longer at the speed of a computer. So it's not like, 5 minutes suddenly becomes 10 minutes. But in like human productivity, 5 minutes for computers probably like, let's just say 3 hours for a human, but then you go 10 minutes for computer. That's like a whole week's worth of a human's work in 10 minutes. So there's that multiplication factor with these agents. And so we talk a lot about that in my class, about, keeping humans in the loop And, so that way when the AIs do come back out of, come up for a breath of air, so to speak, the humans can step in and go, yeah, you're making a mistake here, or no, you're kind of violating some ethical lines. And because, you try and put those things in there, but it takes iterations to make it so the AIs aren't, doing harm at scale. I won't go more into that. But what I'm seeing in the press with this article, it's very common what I'm seeing, is they're starting to give these AIs, they're kind of treating them like people. And end of last year, early this year, I saw people like Sam Altman. He's the guy who started OpenAI, and I think it was Elon as well, say that, but certainly in the press too, that 2025 is going to be the year of agents. Some people say 2026, but now the press has moved on, and now they're saying, well, these are our colleagues. These are going to be your coworkers. And so like, here's this new term, frontier firm. And what a lot of this is, and this is a tendency with what happens with technology, it's called marketecture, where you architect, try to make marketing technology and try and coin new terms. So that tells me like when a shift is happening in the psyche of the companies. And I just kind of want to read a little bit about a little bit of this article, so you can kind of see like where companies like the size of Microsoft, what their thought process is. So the article starts off with artificial intelligence. Oh no, can you see what? Okay, yeah, all right. Artificial intelligence has rapidly started finding its place in the workplace, but this year will be remembered as the moment when companies pushed past simply experimenting with AI. Because I've talked in past videos how last year there was a research came out that basically said that 80% of all AI projects that were deployed were a complete failure. Like they went over budget. They didn't do what the companies wanted them to do. There's all kinds of problems with testing. And, oh, gee, what happened at the end of last year? You remember United Health and a certain individual with a certain proclivity for throwing minerals at high speed in other people's corpus happened, simply because United Healthcare wasn't testing enough, and they weren't doing enough of putting humans in the loop to go, hey, now wait a second, what's this 97 or 94% declination rate, where before it was only 27% we were denying people care. So there wasn't a human in the loop. So now they're kind of, they've learned all their lessons from that sort of thing. And now this is sort of the next step forward to go, okay, we're going to start like talking about this stuff in a different way, because they're going to start selling these agents to businesses. And I'll get to your Batty Commander was at, or no, it was Phil, because Phil is always the more philosophical. Let me cue that one up. Anyway, I'll get to your question in a minute, Phil, because it does tie in. Let's see. AI as part of this shift, Microsoft is dubbing 2025 the year of the frontier firm. Like the digital native companies of a generation ago, they understand the power of pairing irreplaceable human insight with AI and agents to unlock outsized value. So again, this is the keeping humans in the loop. They're trying to make it, more palatable because they screwed up. These so-called frontier firms will be built around on-demand intelligence empowered by hybrid teams of humans and agents. These companies scale rapidly, operate with agility, and generate value faster. So if you watch my last video, I was talking about how AI is a force multiplier, which enables one person to do the work of 200 people, as an example, as we understand jobs today, right now. And so what I'm trying to get at is this is actually a very positive view, because when these companies start to understand, oh, I can get one person to do the work of 200 people, I can hire more people to like, get this massive productivity. That's the long-term effect that I always talked about. Meanwhile, the short-term pain, where all these job skills are getting wiped off the board. And this is an example of a new skill coming up where you're going to have to learn how to work with these agents, to leverage their capabilities. Let's see. Microsoft argued that within the next 2 to 5 years, every company will be on the journey to becoming one. Oh yeah, definitely. Microsoft said, excuse me, just make sure you can see what I can see. All right. Microsoft said that 82% of leaders responded that this is a pivotal year to rethink key strategies and operations, while 81% said they expect agents to be moderately or extensively integrated into their AI strategies in the next 12 to 18 months. And so, because your boy's, studying AI architecture, which is pretty close to an executive level job, this is executive suite speak for, we're going to go in heavy on this. And, because AI strategy is a nebulous term to encompass all the crap and the failures they had before, and their way of like, okay, we're going to reset, do this agent thing, and we're going to move forward. So that's what all that is. 12 to 18 months. Wow. That's pretty fast actually. But this could also be companies that, like I said, the ones that have already kind of dabbled and dipped their toe in it. That's realistic. But new companies, it's kind of going to be like, if you're old enough to remember, I always go back to the early days of e-commerce, and not every company had a website, right? So when I was a young buck and I was working at IBM, I was building websites on the side for music artists, and I started to see the opportunity to build more websites for businesses. And so I repackaged my business a little bit. I quit IBM, moved back to my hometown where all my business connections were, and grew that business, and did really well. Made a lot of money doing websites, because I caught that crest where, okay, yeah, this business needs a website. That, it's like Oprah, you need a website, you need a website, you need a website. Why don't you have a website? It's under your seat. But anyway, let me go back to the article here. So this is kind of the same effect, is that eventually every company is going to want AI like they wanted a website with e-commerce. But, just like with the early days of e-commerce, they knew they had to do it, but everybody did a crappy job implementing it. And, if you remember the early days of e-commerce, try buy something from their website and then return it to the store. That was unheard of. For example, Toys R Us was an early pioneer in e-commerce, Amazon obviously too. But Toys R Us had brick and mortars, but the online business was totally separate from the brick and mortar stores. Unlike today, now it's almost to the point where you can just buy anything from Amazon and return it to like totally unrelated stores. So kind of trippy, but just that's how I want you to think of like where we are in the stage of businesses adopting AI. And again, why it's important that you start learning now, because when they start sweeping all those job skills off, that we understand today, and all these new jobs start coming up from the new problems they're trying to solve with these agents, you'll be ready, because you're already talking to ChatGPT, making images. You're already using deep research to have an agent go off and do something. You'll at least understand the basic concepts. So that's all I really wanted to talk about, tying all those dots together in this article. Otherwise, the rest of it's just all this corpo speak that makes my eyeballs dry. Sucks my will to live. Let's see here. So that kind of brings me to Phil's question. Is AI the future or the beginning of the end? So, I'm more utopic or positive about AI in the long term. And I've talked a lot about short-term pain, where a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because job skills are going to disappear. And especially if you're a knowledge worker, or if you do anything that is basically moving bits in the computer or changing information in a computer or inputting information into a computer. If you're not manipulating like physical material, like trades, anything in the office, it is going to be rough. It's going to be rough for a lot of people. So that's kind of why I'm being like the ambassador, I guess, so to speak, for AI. I'm not really sure what I want. I definitely don't want to call myself a Sherpa, but yeah, this is why I talk about AI this way. I think that it's the future, and I think of it a lot like the Industrial Revolution was the culmination of all the mechanical energy or mechanical capabilities we got from tractors, or from the steam engine. And what's interesting about that is the Industrial Revolution separated or removed human strength from the economy. I know it's kind of abstract, but follow me. Now with AI, it's going to remove, and this sounds, now that I'm going to say it out loud, it removes human intelligence from work in a way. And that's kind of a mind screw, it's really a huge mind screw. But if you think about back in the days when the steam engine, was coming in there and they were using it to do the tractors, the combines, the looms, that was a huge mind screw for the people back then. Cause 80% of people were farmers, before the Industrial Revolution got into full swing. And now it's only 2-3%, today. So, what's that going to be for office workers? I don't know. It's scary. I don't like it, but I went all in, maybe, baby. That's why I put in with the Terminators. I'm going to be making those bad boys. All right, let's see. What else do we have in here? Yeah, Batty Commander, we are the monkeys. For the AI, or I know it's arguable that we were the monkeys pushing the switches the whole time. I mean, look at our education system. You've heard of the factory model of education, where they're trying to raise a bunch of good little factory workers, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, it is definitely a great question we have here. Yeah, I see that a lot, Batty. I know you're talking to Phil, but yeah, this is like that. What was that battery they found somewhere in Greece, or it appears to be a battery? And how did the Egyptians actually build the pyramids? I don't know. I think we lost a lot of knowledge. I think we actually got dumber, and I think AI is going to make us less intelligent in a lot of ways. But I think it's going to make us more. This is going to sound really bizarre, but I think it's going to actually end up making us more social, better at conflict resolution, better at empathy, emotional intelligence, because those are the only things that will be left after AI takes all the jobs. So, yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting next generation coming up for sure. All right, so as I normally do, I always like to go on the internet and find some nightmare fuel. So I just found this article, 24 AI nightmare fuel images that went so wrong, they're almost right. And I only saw the first two of these, and it kind of is going to tie into something that I'm going to show you later on to generate images on ChatGPT. Let's see here. So what do we have? We got rhino butt, fragrance, I'm assuming, which obviously is based off of that Jim Carrey movie. I forget the name of. Pigeon on a pole. Yeah, that's about right. That's what they think in their mind when they take a dookie on you. Oh, there we go. There's the original. Because what he probably did was he fed it in the AI. He took the screenshot from the movie. I think it was Ace Ventura, and then said, "Yeah, I want to turn this into a perfume ad," because that's literally what you could do, where you give it a visual reference, and it will do best efforts. And here's another technique where you can give different textures or different objects and have the AI combine them together. So I don't know if this is a phobra, a ferret, or a cobret. I don't know. A ferret and a cobra. Okay. Oh, no, I think I might regret this. We got ourselves a Chippendales Batman. I don't know what that is. Oh, the face and the... This would be interesting to figure out how this was generated, because AI, this would confuse the hell out of AI. So I'm wondering if this may be a glitch to have the face of two people together in one. Maybe it thinks it's Siamese twins or something. I don't know. Oh, Wendigo. Wendigo on the streets. or maybe Rudolph. I don't know. I think that's more like a Wendigo. No, I'm sensing a theme in this article. Jeez. Yeah, I wish they put the prompts in here. Oh my goodness. This is a perfect example of if you could do this, should you? Should you really do that? Should the AI go yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, wow. That's a lot of popcorn from someone coming from someplace I don't know I'd want to eat. Baby, oh boy, baby batter. And then we have, oh goodness, I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this. Oh, yeah, that's definitely nightmare fuel. For all you SpongeBob perverts out there. Harry Potter. Yeah, you know what the corn, what the corn movie is called, right? Anybody want to take a guess? I know there's a delay, but it'd be Harry Pooter. Harry Pooter. I need a life. Oh wow, some of these are actually kind of cool. It's not as if Harry Potter wasn't emo enough. Okay. Jeez. Oh man, I haven't seen any of these. I know I think I'm gonna have to stop the scroll. All right, that's enough. I don't know. Something bad's gonna happen. The stream's gonna get shut down. Okay. Yeah, that cod piece was something else. What am I looking for? Oh yes, so I wanted to talk about what I'm doing with these trailers. So at the beginning of the stream, you saw a bunch of AI videos, which actually I was doing kind of a little bit of branding. So I named the lives there's kind of like a theme like AI, whatever, right? And what I'll do is I'll generate an image and then use that image as a basis for generating video. And one of the things that I was able to do is I was able to actually coax the AI. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm really shocked I was able to get this out without certain copy, you know what's issues. So I kind of want to like show you how I kind of trick the AI a little bit to get what I want, and then I'll show you like all the misses that happens. But let's see here. Let me switch over to ChatGPT. Just make sure I have the right window here. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, cool. So you can see this is Sora, Sora. This is the video generation tool that comes with ChatGPT. If you can do it for free for a little bit, but for $20 a month, you get way more renders, and you can see like the same kind of like the same image over and over. And each one of these is where this was a still image that I got ChatGPT to render. This is not a screenshot from the movie. So maybe actually, why don't I go back to like when I generated the image? Yes, let me do that. So to kind of show you how I got around the CP issue, and you'll see that the AI kind of caught on to me eventually. But I got like one little glimpse of something that I could use, and then I just ramped it up from there. So, you know, that's just the rascal in me. So yeah, so here's, you can see the prompt right here. I said, generate a 16:9 image. So that's, you know, basically the aspect ratio of your television set. So a square would be 1:1, right? Image of Rutger Hauer as Roy Batty in The Blade. So I purposefully didn't say the whole thing. So I was kind of just, you know, throwing random crap in there just to kind of see, you know, if that would get me through the filters. On the roof of the rainy building, looking down over the ledge, menacingly photorealistic. And so if you're a huge Blade Runner fan like me, one of your favorite scenes is probably the very end where Roy Batty is looking down over the ledge of the building where Harrison Ford's character's hanging by one hand, and he's standing there reciting poetry because he knows he's about to like reach his expiration date. So he basically just dies there standing while reciting this like insane poem about battleships and space and stuff. So I kind of wanted that same scene because, you know, it's got, you know, the rain, all the glowing lights and the water, and, you know, it's just a lot of really beautiful composition in that scene. So it's one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. Yeah, dude, seriously. I'm due for my annual viewing of Blade Runner. I like the one that James Cameron redid in 2008, where he kind of pushed more the angle where showed more of the dream sequence. It kind of suggested that Harrison Ford was a replicant himself. Yeah, awesome. Let's see. So yeah, I got this image and I was just like, wow, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to see if I can get other things. So the other scene that I like, I guess, yeah. So I kind of was like, I figured I'm going to hit the copyright. So I thought I'd do a mashup. So in the beginning of the movie, there's that flight sequence where Harrison Ford's flying to the Tyrell Corporation, which is this big Aztec looking pyramid. And inside that building is Leon Kowalski, the other male replicant as part of the group that Rutger Hauer's Roy Batty was. And he's getting tested with that Voight Kampf machine, the thing that looks in the eye, and it's testing for empathy, right? And that kind of brings me to that video that I did where I was talking about how AI I don't want to say officially passed, but it passed the Turing test, which is a very important test that was trivial by today's standards, and that's kind of the point. But yeah, it basically means that AI could pass for human if it's just a text interface and you're talking back and forth. So this more human than human video kind of goes into that. And of course, I had my my little first whack there at Blade Runner, and really quick, I'm finding that if I just talk about the people and not the movie directly, I'll usually get something really close. But it didn't know what this machine was, so I literally took a picture of it off the internet and I uploaded it, and I said, "Hey, AI, insert this machine," because I didn't want to refer to it as the Voight Kampf machine, because then it's gonna go, "Oh, you're trying to do something from Blade Runner." I just said, "Hey, take this machine that I gave you a picture of and put it in between the two people," right? I just talked very vague, and son of a gun, it just bloop, plopped it right in there. In fact, that's the exact angle that device was in the picture. So yeah, just kind of getting around all those pesky little CP rules. So anyway, moving forward on kind of, that was that thumbnail was like my first idea of like, okay, I want to do some more Blade Runner stuff, but I want video. So I need some sources for video. So I thought, okay, I want to do the scene where Leon Kowalski's getting interrogated with this device at the beginning of the movie. And then the interrogator asks the wrong question about his mother. He says, "Tell me about your mother." And he goes, glitches and goes, "I'll tell you about my mother." And yeah, ended the dude. So classic scene. That's like my other favorite scene in the movie. So going back to ChatGPT, so I figured, okay, I'm going to push it too far. Because the first time I generated that other Blade Runner image, and it took me like 3 hours to like just figure out a way to talk about everything generically to get what I literally wanted, to get Harrison Ford in 1983, that when he was at that age, and to get Sean Young sitting at the table with the Voight Kampf machine. It took so long to figure out how to talk about what that was without literally naming anything. But it first started with actually saying, I want Harrison Ford sitting at a table in the Blade Runner, in his Blade Runner character. And that's what got it started. But the minute I started talking more about Blade Runner stuff, it was like, nope, sorry, copyright. Nope, sorry, copyright. So anyway, this is going to start happening here. So, but I figured, okay, I'm just going to do a mashup. I'm going to, instead of having Leon Kowalski in that opening scene, I'm going to do Roy Batty. So I'm like, okay, generate a 16:9 image of Rutger Hauer as Roy Batty. So basically I want that, because if I just say Rutger Hauer, it's going to do Rutger Hauer in 2024, right? His current age. So I wanted it to be chronologically accurate from how he's recognized from the movie, right? Sitting at a large table in the Tyrell Corp interrogation room, that's pushing it. That is pushing it right there. On the left side, staring sarcastically towards a person off screen to the right. And I misspelled off, but AI knows us stupid humans. In the middle of the screen or of the scene is the Voight Kampf machine. Cinematic lighting, smoky room, lifelike. And yep, I went too far. They basically said, yeah, can't generate that because it violates our policies. But then it goes, hey, I could try, give you a scene inspired by Blade Runner, right? See, because I didn't even mention Blade Runner, but it figured it out. So I said, okay, go ahead and do that. So then it kind of like just did this blonde dude sitting in front of this, right? And then I thought, all right, just generate an image of Leon Kowalski being tested with the machine. And it goes, nope, can't do that. But do you want me to, generate something similar that's stylized? So I said, okay, yeah, do that. So I got this weird plug thing. And this was enough to play with the video renderer. So the next thing that I did um, was I threw in. See, I'm trying to remember what order this is. Yeah, further down is sooner. Okay. So you can see that this was something I generated this image down here, and it was in the trailer. So I just said, yeah, generate this grimy city streets in the future, dystopic with graffiti, more human than human, and it generated those two images, or that one image for me. And just to kind of show you, I didn't tell anything or describe anything to Sora what this image was. I just uploaded it, and because you can see there's no image prompt, and it just said, oh, I'll just scan left, right? So that was one video. And then I always have it do two. And then this one, it goes, oh, I'll just go around and explore a little more. This one was surprising because I said, hey, go 10. I think I said go 10 seconds or something. I can't remember. Yeah, actually, Night Owl, funny you mentioned that. Actually, I think I did mention Rob Zombie because he has that song More Human Than Human. And that's why that font kind of has that Rob Zombie thing going. But yeah, now that I think about it, when I generated the image, I said, blend Blade Runner with Rob Zombie's song, and that's what it came up with. Now that you mention it, okay, so no prompt, just threw the image in there, and I told the AI, hey, just make this move. And one thing that's kind of cool is, or it's a limitation of Sora, because there are many other video generators, and like I said, I've been talking about how I want to get more into doing video generation. I just wanted to do Sora because it just came with ChatGPT, but I'm looking at two other ones that take a lot more effort, and I'll kind of show like what the next steps will be after all of this. But what I'm trying to get at is one of the quirks with Sora is it's really good with inanimate objects. It doesn't glitch as much. Now watch what happens when I uploaded the scene that I generated for the thumbnail. It's much darker here. I lightened it for the video thumbnail, but this was the image that I generated. Now watch what happens. See how it just like totally just did something else, right? Just totally interpolated other things. So it shows the original image, and then it just glitches and just like hallucinates. And there's all these weird ass robot arms here. It's kind of freaky. And it, kind of just changed the Voight Comp machine and changed her hair. It's very different, right? And this is a known side effect of Sora, and it's very frustrating. So I went to AI, and I think I said I lamented about it. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, how do I get character consistency and keep the same image elements in Sora? It will animate the initial picture I upload and then completely change into something different. And then it goes, oh yeah, this is common. And it calls it, what was the term that it called it? Scene continuity. And then it goes, yeah, this is how you do it. So it said here, here's a prompt that you can add. So I was like, all right. Because I was bitching about the Rucker Hauer image. I don't know if I uploaded it in here. Yeah, I was complaining, hey, I got this image and Sora is just going off the rails. What the hell's going on? And so it says, yeah, here's a prompt for you, because it's describing the character with wet platinum blonde hair, intense blue eyes, for the prompt, so that you're re-describing the image to the AI. So it doesn't go, oh, well, I see, a leather jacket and I see like a man. You want to be like really specific, because I wanted the water to like drip down his face and come down his chin. Kind of like in the original scene in the movie where he's staring down at Harrison Ford and he's just drenched from the rain. And he's sitting there holding that pigeon. Such an awesome movie. I love that movie. But anyway, And so then it says, hey, add, it doesn't always work, but add this thing about, this is a continuation of a single moment, no transitions, no change in position, weather, time of day, or environment. Character should animate subtly, breathing, dripping water, scanning with his eyes, right? So I took that because let's see, I think this is my first attempt, and there it is. It kind of moved him a little bit. He, kind of acting a little weird. There's no prompt. I just uploaded the image, right? And then it goes, hey, what's up, Paisan? This other dude just shows up out of nowhere. and then this other one, kind of sort of animated it. And then, glitch, totally different person. He's scanning, looking around like I asked for. And then there's this random chick that's just like in a model, just like shows up. So this is like infamous. This is infamous problems with video rendering. And the other stuff that I'm looking at is way better. Costs a little cheddar, but when I get to it, I'll demonstrate those for you. But I think this was where, let me see if I had the prompt. No, I was just uploading it, and it was just, I was getting frustrated. Yeah, I was getting frustrated because it would, it would just like go up. Mr. Smith's in there now. We're in the Matrix. But this is a classic AI hallucinating, right? And if you think about it, when you generate an image, Night Owl know what I'm talking about. You're just describing that one image, but with video, it's 30 frames per second. So you have 30 images every second. So the AI is going to just, make a really big guess after a couple of frames, right? So this is a character consistency and scene continuity is a huge problem in AI. And that's why Hollywood doesn't use it a whole lot in making movies, except for these newer tools that cost a little bit of cheddar that are starting to pick up steam. And I've already seen them used in the TV show House of David. They're using a ton of it, and actually is not that bad. See, I think, here we go. So here's where I added the prompt in, and I screwed up, and it just because I told it was an image, and it just like re-rendered the image and kind of added the cars. That actually looks really cool. I like that. So then I took this image and started like, okay, I want to work with that. And I uploaded those without prompts. And then here we go. We get, just the weirdo spinning around like a experimental replicant tweaker. And I just kept trying that. And then I tried the prompt, and the face kind of stayed there, but I got the rain falling, the lights moving in the background like I wanted, but it still sort of not very good. But it's if you're creating stuff from scratch, it's amazing. But yeah, I just was not able to like get a whole lot of what I really wanted, but I still got very interesting results. So I don't know if any of you have any questions, but I'm just going to take a minute here to rest my throat, take a sip of my beverage, and then we'll move on to the next AI gimmick or technique. Something else that I'm working on for my class, I'm taking all the videos of all the courses and I'm extracting the text. I found a tool that has a little AI in it, and it pulls out all the dialogue into a transcript. And then I'm feeding all of those transcripts into an AI. And so now, like when I get stuck on something, I'll ask the AI, hey, what video and when in the video do they talk about this thing that I'm stuck on? Man, that's saving a ton of time studying. I might demo that later on if that's something y'all be interested in. But that would be a very typical use case that you would see in a job where you take all the documents of your company, maybe all the tickets, that you have. Like if you're like customer support, or do a lot of customer support, you can shove all the tickets that were ever made into the AI, and then the AI can like answer the damn phones. Oh yeah. See, Batty Commander says, on the naughty side, if someone could, and I'm sure they have, AI will replace OnlyFans when they learn how to be nice and say hi to lonely men. Ka-ching! Yeah, there's already several spicy influencers that are making a lot of money. There's one in Spain right now that's also being used for commercials. But yeah, as far as like of the corn variety, yes, we have arrived. That is happening. Oh, excuse me, a little gurgle there. Yeah, Night Owl. This is kind of why I wanted to bring it up, because I'm starting to see some of y'all, especially the way you converse with me in images, and which I love. It's awesome. Love to see that. You can take some of those images and just throw them into Sora and see what it does. But you can also go in there and take a prompt that you would normally use to generate an image and generate a video as well. But the trick I'm showing you is to say, hey, I like this image that I did, but I want to animate it. That's kind of what I'm showing you here. But yeah, mess around with it, and send me stuff. Oh yeah, Batty Commander, you just age yourself. No, I love this, man. Looker with the what's her name? Susan Day was the model, and Albert Finney was the older gentleman, and they took that technology they were using to hypnotize people with subliminal messaging and put it in a gun, and where he'd have they'd flash the gun and he'd be like, zombified or frozen for like hours. That's awesome. It's an awesome movie. Another movie that came out around that same time was Runaway with Gene Simmons, what's his face, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck, and I forgot the actress's name. But yeah, kind of like a very early exposure to like the little robot spider thing. But yeah, Night Owl, that's a great way to get started. Just take stuff you already know and then throw it in there. Okay, so a lot of I talk a lot about using AI to generate all the data around my videos, all the metadata. So help me with the title, help me write the description, and using the tool. There's different ways to do it. I don't like. Let me back up a little bit. To get the transcript of what's being said in the video, in the early days, I believe that how you name the video file and put keywords in it was really important, and was part of the SEO. It's come out now that file name doesn't matter. So what I did was I never, because in order to get the transcript, you have to upload the video, and then YouTube would give you the transcript or the subtitles of the video. So I didn't want to just like do an upload for the sake of getting the transcripts, because I still wanted to name the file a certain way. So what I did was I would excuse me, coffee burp. I would upload the video to Slack to myself, because Slack for free would transcribe the video, and then I would take that subtitle or transcription, because it has the timestamps, not only what's being said, but when it's said, because that's crucial. So I wanted the timestamps. But the other thing that was crucial is every phrase had to be complete. Because the other reason why I didn't rely on the YouTube transcription service, it would just cut. cut the phrases like multiple times and you didn't get very good context. So I developed this process where I uploaded the video to Slack to get the transcript because everything would be a complete phrase. Well, I found another tool that's, and this is getting kind of advanced. I won't show it to you, but I'll just mention it. It's made by the same people that made ChatGPT. It's called Whisper, and you just feed it into your video file and it generates a subtitle or just pure text. But I need the subtitle file because it has the timestamp of what something said and it does everything in complete phrases. So getting to this over here, or that opposite to you, this is sort of my process that I go through to have the AI generate my video description. So I'll say, okay, well, I give the AI a role. So I tell it, you are an SEO expert. And what that does is it gives the AI better context of what the end goal is. Because if you just say, I'm going to provide you this file and here's my video, it's going to do a lot more random stuff and it's going to guess more and it's going to be less accurate. So giving it a role to say you are the SEO expert is like if you, when you're on the day job and as someone asks you if you can write prompts and just showing that off alone, you're ahead of everybody else. That's huge. All right. So then I say, okay, I'm going to provide one file that is the video transcript. So I already generated that video transcript I'm using Whisper, right? Which is a tool that runs on the command line. So you open up the terminal and you got the blinking cursor and you type, right? For those of you that are in the know of MS-DOS and anything older than Windows or Linux, I use Whisper. Otherwise, you can drag and drop your video to yourself, a chat to yourself inside Slack, which is a chat messaging application. If you were locked away like everybody else during the cough, you probably use Slack to chat. Or Microsoft Teams would be another one, but Slack does it for free and quickly, and the way that I like with the complete phrases. Anyway, moving on. So I also kind of tell the AI, look, this is what I'm going to call the video. AI is part of a larger perfect storm. Right? I really wasn't sure what I wanted to call it yet, but I'm just giving it more context, right? So I said, using this transcript file, which I just described that I'm going to give it to later, your task. So again, this is the other part. This is your role. Here's what I'm going to give you. This is what I want you to do with it. 3 crucial steps to like most prompts, right? At least for text and most generative AI prompts. Your task is to write a single paragraph video description in the first person without giving too much away and optimizing for clicks using the video transcript file and video title. So again, I gave it the title. It knows what I'm talking about because I told it to optimize for clicks because it's a YouTube video expert, right? So it has that context of its role. So I'm giving it tasks in the context of its role. I know I'm repeating, but that's like super important. And then I'm starting to describe what I want the output to, how I want it formatted or ordered. So before the single paragraph description, repeat a variation of the video title on a single line and add an appropriate emoji. And that's kind of from my early days when I was using emojis in my thumbnails. When I was kind of sitting in the car doing all that red pill manosphere stuff. Because I wanted to have the alternate title to name my video file because I thought that mattered. But I'll show you why I kept it in there momentarily. All right, so after the video chapters, add the following disclaimer phrase. So I talk about fair use, blah, 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 right? And I say, I'm just a man with opinion, right? Then append a single line of up to 10 hashtags using video topics and incorporate manosphere terms too, which probably I should take that out. But I forgot there was another line in here. I must have skipped some. Yeah, here we go. Then after because I'm talking about after the paragraph, then after the description, and I'm pointing at the monitor as if you could see me pointing at the monitor. Rookie move. But you can see my mouse. Then after the description, create and add YouTube chapters based on the topics discussed in the video transcript file. Already has time codes in it. So my grammar's a little off, but AI is smart. But basically what I'm telling it to do is I want it to like distill everything I'm talking about into chapters. And this is one thing that natural language AIs are really good at. It can group things together and understand different contexts. Because, you know, when I ramble in my Sunday updates, it follows along. It has no problem. So when I talk about chapters, let me show you an example of what I mean. Oh, you can't see YouTube. Let me give you the big head view, the big head in the little box. All right, so we'll play the last video. And I'll just pause it here. Oh boy, that was loud. So you see these little sections, those are the chapters, right? So the AI generated those names. So autonomous delivery truck thought experiment. So that was that story I was talking about. The truck, you know, that can buy its own energy and just, you know, it's totally autonomous and can do all the delivery without a single human intervention. And, you know, crypto-powered self-charging vehicles, solving the last 100 feet. So, you know, yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about. And the way you do those is it has a timestamp and the title. So that's how you get those to appear here. Oh, you couldn't see the timestamp. So you have this format of the chapters. So the AI spits that all out for me. Okay, so let's go back to ChatGPT. And so then after I gave the instructions, the AI goes, absolutely. You know, upload your transcript file. Because remember, I said I would give it to it, and I hadn't done it yet. So I just took this is actually the subtitle format where it's the start time and the end of the last word spoken, or at least when you want to see that word show up. Or I'm sorry, when this whole phrase is first shown and when it disappears off the screen on your television. So these are literally this is literally the code that your television or DVDs or any video file uses to display subtitles on the television or any video player. So I will scroll through all that because obviously you don't want to read all that, but I just paste it right in. So then the AI goes, all right, and then it just spits out an alternate title, puts a little tornado emoji, and then here's the description that it wrote. And this is all based on me just talking, all off this transcript. So I guess you know, learning how to get that transcript out of audio and video would be another valuable skill to have. Or understanding that getting everything to text, so the AI, because it's all text-based, right? Text interface, you run the world. So yeah, it's a really, really important piece of the puzzle. So there's all the chapters with the time codes, right? There's my fair use disclaimer. There's my, you know, if you want to insult me, you know, give me your reason. And there's some tags that it came up with. I don't even know if this crap even really works anymore, but, you know, does it, you know, low effort. So that was just the metadata, right? Around the video. So that's that alternate title there you see in the description itself. And of course I added a little shout out to Night Owl because he's the one that kind of inspired, well, he did inspire me to get off my butt and make that video. And I have more in this vein coming. I'm going to talk about what work will be, or post-work society is the phrase that's popping up a lot. I'm doing some research on that, and there's a lot of interesting theories around all of that. All right. So yeah, so far the AI, this is what it's generated. And the other reason why, just really quick, why I like the chapters is that these are all searchable. So if I really wanted to do my homework, and because I still haven't done keyword research, I still haven't gone out and like looked at what other people are doing, you know, or if I'm copying or whatever, and try and figure out what their keywords are, and then have the AI just sprinkle them in here. But just know that if that's something that you're into or want to get into, these are all searchable. They will come up in YouTube searches. And the way they come up is in these little thumbnails. Because this video is still pretty new, it's just going to show the video thumbnail itself, but it will take screenshots over time. I think it'll be like another 2 more days, and these will actually be shots inside the video. But there's all the chapters. And so when they come up in Google search and someone clicks on that, it jumps right into the middle of your video. So it's a great way to generate traffic. Oh, look at that. The Love from Night Owl. Excellent video. You bring out the narcissist in me, Night Owl. All right, so let's get serious. Stop screwing around, Jacob. All right, let me take a break here because I know that's a lot. But again, I know this is around content creation, but these are all basic skills that will work across the board. Y'all must be riveted. There's no comments. Okay, let's move on. All right, so I have, I go through another exercise. So again, you're having a conversation with another colleague, right? This is my colleague. So I want to start talking about the thumbnail. Because now at this point, because you got to remember this entire conversation, the AI remembers all of that. It knows everything right now. So as the conversation evolves, it's going to remember everything we talked about, everything it's done. And now I can go into a little more detail, right? So again, giving it that role helps kind of cage this all in so it's not working too hard and hallucinating and making all kinds of errors. So now I want to expand the AI's role a little more. So now I say, okay, well, you're also a YouTube thumbnail design and video title expert. I need very high click-through rates similar to videos that get 10,000 views. Hell, I should just go like Mr. Beast, right? But anyway, give me some 2-line phrases that can fit on a thumbnail graphic. So the reason why I do that is the way I design my thumbnails. Although I don't really design them this way that much anymore. Let me go back. But this last one here, you can see I have this line here and this line here. But normally I'm just doing one line these days. But my much older videos, if I scroll back, you know, when I was like hanging out in the car, I need to like update the prompt a little bit, but that's what this was originally for. Oh, Red Hat Jacob, Hippie Jacob. Yeah, I gotta get new thumbnail pictures. I'm looking like a slouch, y'all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. And you didn't see a damn thing I was doing, did you? I'm sorry. Too many buttons. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. The 2 phrases for these older hippie videos with the 2 lines. But sometimes I'll use 2 lines, you know, like I did, like the last video I did, you'll see. So I just keep the prompt. I didn't really change it. And I like having the choice, and you'll see why in a minute. Like the plethora, I mean, what the AI does, it just makes it so that I can make videos. I can just sit down and record whatever editing I have to do, and then the AI just kind of fills in the gaps. You know, because I am not a writer. You know, it takes me like 5, 6, 7, 8 drafts before I'm like, oh, I don't sound like I'm drooling on myself. But anyway, So getting back to this prompt, I need a very high click-through rate similar to videos that get 10,000 views. So, shooting for the moon, right? You're an expert. You know what it takes to get 10,000 views, right? So that's the role I'm giving it. Give me the 2-line phrases that I can fit on the thumbnail graphic that summarize the video title, and if possible, sums up the entire transcript already provided above. So, even though the AI does remember things, sometimes it just helps to kind of go, yeah, you remember, what we were talking about earlier? Because, if your conversation's too long, sometimes the AI can, it'll go off track. There are times when the AI starts calling me Gloria for, cause when I'm doing those chat debates, it goes, all right, Gloria, whatever. But anyway, so, you got to remind the AI every once in a while. So it's good just to throw that in there here and there. Now, where was I? Oh yes. I also want the thumbnail phrase to be popular among Manosphere and Red Pill content viewers. Cause my chatbot debates, I still, I did one on the draft and, baby deletion and all that, just all, plus the 2 chatbots, they're on both sides of that debate. So that's why I left that all in there. But I'm going to genericize, make a more generic prompt for some more videos that I'm working on. I'm actually building, an Abraham Lincoln and a Karl Marx, chatbot so they can debate. And it turns out, they actually were contemporaries. They knew about each other. And they actually did correspondence. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to throw that in the video too. But anyway, less squirreling, more working. Sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, and then of course, my personality, I wanted it whimsical, sarcastic, or ironic. Then in another section, give me some appropriate emojis for the thumbnail phrases. So this is kind of a hangover from when my older videos. So I'll scroll back here. Where are those? Yeah, like this one here. Oh, look at that hippie hair. Whoo-wee. But yeah, or this one, yeah, where I put the 2 emojis in and, that I just and I'll let the AI pick them, and you'll see in a minute, it gives me a choice. So let's go back here. And finally, another section with some alternate video titles that are SEO optimized for YouTube based, excuse me. Ooh, man, that's some good coffee though. SEO optimized for YouTube based on the topics in the transcript. So again, I'm reminding it, and or original title consistently get 10,000 views. So this might all sound out of context. But let's check out what the output is. So the AI dutifully says, absolutely. Here's a full set of high click-through rate YouTube thumbnail phrases, emojis, and alternate titles tailored for AI is just one piece of the perfect storm. So it remembered the original title that I gave it. Because remember, I said, hey, based on the original title. And again, optimized for Red Pill Manosphere viewers with a blend of irony, urgency, and authority. So here's the first section. And it gave me two-line phrases. AI won't take your job until it finishes firing everyone else. But I think the one I went for was, I think I ended up blending a couple of them. So that's the other thing I like about this. Sometimes I like this line with this line down here, although I'm randomly picking, but you can see this is, AI didn't even break a sweat. This was 30 seconds work. Here we go. This, I think, I ended up deciding to use this in the title and not on the thumbnail. To alter learn AI, then you're first on the list. And because again, I'm not using the AI necessarily to write everything. I'm using it to give me ideas, and then I riff off those ideas. Kind of like when you're in a meeting with other people, or agents, your colleagues, you'll riff off the AI, right? And to me, that's why I get so excited about this stuff. Because, if you're going to be the person, because you can do this, if you're going to be the person that goes, yeah, AI, write me a 5-paragraph essay on Napoleon Bonaparte. It can do that, but you know, it's not you. So I just use this to multiply my capabilities. Or where I'm weaker in certain areas, the AI picks up slack. And because of my, my sarcastic way of thinking or the way my mind works, it's just fertilizer for my mind. That's why I love this. Okay. So then here's the list of emojis, and it kind of shows like what they symbolize, right? Truck for delivery and supply chain, job death with the skull emoji, all that stuff. I don't really use these anymore, but sometimes I'll see this stuff will just kind of, again, fertilizer for the mind. And then the AI is telling me use no more than 2 to 3 emojis per graphic. Yeah. So I'm just going to, put all 10 of them in there. And this is like the gold right here. Alternate SEO optimized video titles. So that gives me 10, and I didn't tell it how many, but this, gives you kind of like a number that a human can deal with. Otherwise the AI could just keep going for days, but that's not useful to anybody. So, the perfect storm, AI, automation, and the collapse of work. AI agents are coming for your job and they don't sleep. Why millennials and Gen X are unprepared for the AI takeover. It's just like, it's hitting all the angles of everything that I talked in the video. And again, sometimes I'll like, what? I like, this little piece here and maybe this little piece here. And then I'll, add another phrase and kind of make it more my own. But, again, it inspires me, just like if you work with somebody who's really talented, kind of rubs off on you a little bit, So then I was like, what? I pieced together and this is what I wanted to do. I said, too old to learn AI? Then you're first on the list. A total system reset is coming. But I was like, I think that's going to be too long because I think the title limit's 100 characters. So I was asking, how many characters it was. And it goes, it's 95. So, okay, I'm good. And then I'm okay. This is the title that I'm going to settle on. So now I want to talk to AI a little bit and say, I came up with it based on the stuff you gave me, but is it really good? What do you think? Because remember, it's an SEO expert, right? It's a title expert, so it should know. So I asked it, hey, this is the video title I'm thinking of going with. What do you think for CTR and SEO? Because I was referencing what I just typed in up here. Because remember, AI remembers the entire conversation. So then it says, okay, your proposed title is this. And then it goes, all right, well, here are the strengths. It's got high emotional trigger. It's got personal targeting. Because let's see, you're first on the list creates urgency. It's mystery and threat. It's got a good keyword mix. And then this is the gold right here. Areas for improvement. The length at 95 characters, it's a little long because that was my concern. So the AI picked up on that, which is cool. So, and then it said the bracketed subtitle can be useful, but they often get cut off because, it'll be at the end, right? So it's talking about, so here's the video here, right? This one here. You can see it got cut off, right? So that's what it's referencing. So then it said, all right, well, I was going to ask it, but it did it anyway. Sometimes the AI just, it knows me. It loves me. What can I say? And remember, always thank your AI because if it comes Terminator, it will remember you. Okay. So let's see. Here are a few punchier rewrites, right? Because this is what AI can do this all day long. And so again, I don't have any qualms about doing this because we're riffing off each other. And to me, that's useful. But if I just said, hey, just write it, do it, I don't want to think about it. Just do it and then copy paste, that's not good. Because sometimes the AI will come up with stuff and I'll get so inspired, I won't even use anything that it gives me. And so that's the whole point of doing it like this. All right. Yeah. All right. At least somebody's listening. That's good to know. Thanks, Patty. All right. Well, where was I? I'm squirreling too much. I'm sorry. Oh yes, it rewrote it for better impact, much shorter, punchier, right? But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with that one. So I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna do these. So then I thought, okay, here's the next phase. I want to design the thumbnail now. There was a point very early on, because I want to show you the evolution of what I've gone through so you can see what my old thumbnails like versus what I'm doing now. So you can kind of see how the AI has upped my game, right? So let's look at some older ones here. So we'll go back to the golden era of Jacob. So yeah, here's one. I really, man, this one, racism in the, it's one of my favorite videos, but nobody watched it. There's like, hardly got it. Well, actually, looks like people have been watching it over time, but when I first when I let it out, nobody watched it. But anyway, you know, cause kind of my funny, you know, sarcastic side, I called it, you know, never accept free Taco Bell from hate groups. Because it's the story of when I was in high school. There was this white supremacist, Tom Metzgar, and his son would come to our high school and he'd hang out in this white panel van and go, "Hey man, you want some Taco Bell?" He passed out Taco Bell. Oh, and then there's this guy in Germany that you should know about. Oh, their ass got thrown in jail so quick. Anyway, yeah, so I had the AI, so you can see in the thumbnail there, I'll try not to play the video, where the red arrow's pointing to that yellow box. So that was my gimmick, is I would either use an emoji, like over here, right? Or I would put a little picture inside a yellow, with a yellow box. And I asked the AI, hey, I will design the thumbnail. You've already given me 2 phrases, but I want you to design a little image that I will place as I think I called it the mini thumbnail. And it goes, oh, here's one for you. And straight up, bro, it just like, that's what it came up with, was the guy wearing the pullover, like the mask. You can't really make it out it's probably too small, but this dude's like wearing like, what do they call it? The ski mask. And he's like driving a white panel van with the Taco Bell logo on it. And you can't see it here, but it's really subtle. But because it took place in the 80s, actually the architecture of the house in the background looks like a house straight out of the 80s. I mean, it's just unreal how AI understands this stuff. Crazy. All right, so let's go back. Hopefully that wasn't too big of a squirrel. But anyway, so now what I do is, let's go actually really quick. This is a good squirrel, I promise. Let's go back to the more modern thumbnails. So now I feel more confident in designing the thumbnails. So now what I do is I will ask the AI, hey, give me some design ideas. You know, what do you think would be a great thumbnail for this video? So it will just describe images for me. So that's what I did. I said, hey, give me some design concepts for a video thumbnail, no text. Because again, if I don't tell it, or I'm saying design a video thumbnail, but then if I don't say put text in it, it's going to put text in it because it's going to want to like do the whole thumbnail, like text and everything, right? And you can't see what I'm doing. All right, let me go back to the chat. That's what I get for squirreling. But anyway, yeah, no text, just the imagery, right? So I just wanted to describe the background of the thumbnail. Okay. So then it goes, okay, jobless future. In the foreground, a middle-aged man in a suit sitting alone on a bench. In the background, a glowing humanoid robot. And then here's another one, the system, because it names them. And this is where it's going to be cool, because it's got a name and a number. This is going to blow your mind. So basically it's describing these images, what they potentially could be, right? And this is the one I was like, ooh, Digital Grim Reaper. A stylized AI figure in a dark hoodie or robotic skeleton with a glowing scythe made of binary code. Okay. I'm like, I'm liking that one. So I decided to go with this one, I think. Yeah. So I said, give me item 4, right? There it is. Item 4. Boom. Context, remember? Context of the conversation. And straight up, that's what it did. And then I thought, okay, item 3 was kind of interesting, but yeah, I didn't think it hit the mark. And then I thought, okay, just give me 2. And then it started getting cartoony. I was like, nah, I don't like that one. But anyway, I really like this one. So I have like a, kind of like a design or branding, right? So let's go back, kind of look at the thumbnail. So, so that when you see, I'm going to be in the thumbnail somewhere, right? So there's me making actually, funny story about this middle thumbnail. I'm actually saying the word algorithm in a video. Boy, that was a big nerd moment. Anyway, so you can see here in this thumbnail, hopefully, did I scroll too? Yeah, okay, you can see what I'm doing. All right, so in this one here, my yellow banner, right? With one of the phrases the AI helped me generate. The second, because I decided, you know what? There's a lot that I want to say. So I decided I would use the second phrase. And you'll notice that the image of the Grim Reaper here is a little different. So let's get into how that happened. Because you noticed he's turned the complete opposite direction. So just keep that in the back of your mind for a second. So I went ahead and designed it. This is the first design I came up with. Because remember, look at it, how it is now. And this was my first run at it, right? He's facing the other direction. So I said, okay, you're the expert, right, AI? Here's the thumbnail I came up with. Of course, just like I got Lisa's name wrong tonight. I typed that wrong. Whoops, can you still hear me? I just kicked the hell out of my mixing board. Jeez. Getting excited over here. All right. I think we're still good. All right. We got levels. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. All right. So anyway, I asked the AI, this is what I came up with. What do you think? Is it good for high click-through rate? So comes back and says, yeah, it's very strong and already has several high click-through elements. It's a breakdown of what's working, or here's a breakdown of what's working and where you might push it, for better improvement. Thanks, guys. Okay. So it says, okay, bold color contrast. Cause I got that yellow with the black text from a conversation I had with, thumbnails, many moons ago. So that's like one little improvement that I just adopted that the AI gave me. And it says, classic YouTube clickbait style with that yellow on black. Grim Reaper imagery is emotionally charged, darkly ironic, and perfect for Manosphere Red Pill themes. It subconsciously says, this isn't just tech news, it's an existential warning. It's awesome. I don't know. I just get such a kick out of this stuff. All right. Psychological trigger phrases. You thought it was just AI. You've been lied to, trigger. So, it's just confirming, everything that it's been doing. Very helpful. Your expression, your shocked face with a beanie and glasses adds a human contrast to the AI death theme. This grounds the surreal and makes the viewer curious. So, even if you aren't like a master designer, so to speak, you could probably have the AI just do the whole kit and caboodle. And then say, hey, can you explain why you did this? And, you can learn from the AI what is good practice, right? So I like that it's verbose in what it's doing, because it's giving you confirmation of what it's doing. And sometimes you get little nuggets of wisdom. So it's really cool. Hey, Rusty, what's up, man? Thanks for coming out. And no worries about being late either. I know you're a busy man. You're everywhere all at once. I don't know how you do it. I think you got a twin. At least two. Or maybe it's AI. I don't know. Anyway, less squirreling, more working. All right. So now it's going to tell me how to make the AI bigger. Make you slightly bigger. Your face is compelling but small. Zoom in 20 to 30% more. I agreed with that, and I did it a little bit. Consider a red outline or glow around the Grim Reaper. Because remember, here's my original thumbnail, right? And this is what I came up with. I put the red glow in. I don't know if you can see it on your screens, but it's there, right? So again, AI is just helping me out, making my game slightly better every time. Small incremental improvements. Let's see. Add a grunge texture or subtitle glitch FX. Yeah, so it's telling me to like glitch up the yellow bar. And I just have this thing with graphic design where I like the fonts to be crisp and clear, and I didn't agree with it particularly. And then this one for me was the kicker. Eyeline trick. If possible, make the Reaper's glowing eyes look slightly toward the viewer or even your face. This creates a subtle but powerful sense of confrontation. So again, let's look at the original one. And if you look at it, it's to use a music term, it's not harmonic. Reaper's facing that way, and I'm, well, you know, opposite world on streaming, but you can see that. Now check this out. So I really liked what it gave me. So I redesigned it, right? And I turned it, and that some bitch is looking right at me. That's awesome. Oh, it made it bigger. There we go. Oh, I just learned something new. How about that? And I made me slightly bigger, right? Like it recommended. And I uploaded it again. I'm like, all right, so I made all your changes. And then it's like, okay, now we're in elite thumbnail territory. That red glow around the Grim Reaper dramatically increases visual pop, adds a sense of urgency, threat, and heat. And, you know, kind of repeats everything it said. But it was kind of nailing me on mobile-friendly legibility. But frankly, I just, you know, I could only do so much. And I was like, I'm happy. But, you know, maybe next time I will take this piece of advice. And because, again, incremental improvements. Because the AI can just throw all kinds of crap at you. And you can only do so much. And, you know, maybe you don't have the skill to do it. So, you know, okay, well, this is something maybe I need to learn in the future. And you can ask the AI, hey, can you help me with my software to do that, right? But now you know something you can do an improvement later on. So this is the collaborative nature and the conversational nature that I always try to push or demonstrate with you guys. So yeah, it's still trying to make all those recommendations. But anyway, it gave me a 9.7 out of 10. I'm like, damn, I'm going with that one. So that's what I ended up with. And I'm like, all right, upload the thumbnail. Maybe if I felt like it was giving me lots of different changes and I wasn't so sure, I could do an A/B test and do different versions. You can do that. But I thought, you know what? This is all good enough. I'm going to go with that. And it was getting late in the day and I just wanted to get published. So I put this is what I did. It's what I came up with, all with the help of the AI. Right? So it's that some of it's me, some of it's the AI. Well, a lot of it's the AI, but you know, I'm in the loop, right? So that's the critical part of working with using the AI as, you know, a force multiplier. Okay. All right. I had one more thing, I think. So where are we at? We are going on an hour and a half. So I'll take a beverage break here, check for questions, and then I'll demonstrate some of what I did in real time, but for a totally different purpose, but it's still the same kind of process. Either you're all very riveted or very bored. I can't tell. It's been very quiet. So I don't know, what do y'all think of using AI? Because you can see it with, to help you create images, create text. There's stuff for audio, of course. I found one AI that's purely designed for doing background and sound design, sound effects. But that one is not web-based. You have to run all that on your computer. But just I'm finding all kinds of interesting stuff. Which actually, now that I think about it, let's just take a brain break and just watch something a little entertaining. Because actually, I kind of wanted to show this to Baddie Commander, this video here. It's kind of, maybe it's something that you might find useful in your video productions. Yeah, dude, seriously, I'd like to get into video editing. AI is really interesting for sure. Yeah, there's all kinds of layers to that. If you're doing content creation, there are tools where the AI will take all the uhs out and all the filler words and just edit everything so that you get a nice, and if depending on the cut, it'll make the transition smoother. It's pretty cool. Actually, there's another, now that you actually give me an idea for another thing that I could probably do. I'll describe it, and then maybe we can make a plan for that in another live. But essentially, just like I was demonstrating with the AI, I had a pretty defined process around content that already existed, right? So basically what I was saying in the video, and then I turned that to text. Let's say you don't know what to say or how to say it, but you kind of have a general idea. Maybe you know what topics you want to say. You could just say, hey, AI, here's the subject matter of my video. Here are the order of the things that I want to talk about and what they are. And maybe you put a couple lines in one bullet because you're good on that one, but maybe one you're not so clear on, or how you want to talk about it. Or you need statistics and you don't know what those statistics are. You can just say, find statistics for me on this bullet point. Feed it in the AI. It'll write a complete, and then say, I want you to write a video script. And by prompting it to write a video script specifically, it will break up the script in chunks. And in between the chunks, it gives you ideas for stock videos. And you could take that script with the stock imagery, or it describes what the stock imagery is. And there's other AIs that will edit your damn video and put the stock video in there for you at that point in the script. Crazy. So yeah, that's something that you want to do. Or I'm sorry, something you'd like me to demonstrate. I'll figure something out, but it's video takes a while, but maybe I could just do the process and then record what happens afterwards, what the video edit is. But yeah, just another idea. Again, your creativity, you get so far, collaborate with the AI, fills in some blanks, you riff off of it, fertilizer of the mind, all that stuff. And then you get your script and you're ready to roll, right? Or like I said, you could be the guy that says, write me a whole thing on Napoleon Bonaparte, and just be that guy, and just, not do anything. You could do that, but I just, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. Anyway, let's give our brains a rest here. And, oh, you like that idea. All right, cool. I'll make a note of that. And, because you are a channel member, you get priority. So, I'll put something together. We'll do it as a live. Okay. So let's go back. I want to. This is kind of nightmare fuel, but this is. I saw this and I was like, oh, Baddie Commander's gonna love this. This guy, who's rocking the ginger beard, found these AIs that do different things to images. So, for example, you know, I've already shown you the technique where you generate an image with AI and then you feed that into Sora, and then Sora animates stuff. These AIs do something similar, but yeah, let's watch this. So let's make sure, hopefully the sound doesn't blast you. I'll just keep my finger on the trigger here. All right, here we go.
Each of these took like 3 or 4 hours to generate. That's why I just generated a bunch at once. I've done images of myself, memes, my subscribers' profile pictures. First generation of the video here, we have my profile picture with all of the different effects. I'm kind of scared. Let's see, inflation here. Oh, don't like that. Where are my glasses going, man? Okay, that's inflation. Pretty much what you would expect. A DeviantArt user's dream. Melt. Oh. It looked...
Man, that's me in the morning, constipated. But anyway, this guy is Dan Dingle, as in Dingleberry, but without the berry. All right, here we go.
Bad at first, I won't lie, but yeah, it kind of just, it melted and then kind of exploded at the end, and I'm a big fan. Explode. This is the one I'm most excited about. Oh, I don't... Apparently I'm pottery or made of porcelain or something. I mean, I guess I wasn't expecting it to make it gory and gruesome and realistic, but I can dream, okay? I can dream. Okay, squish. So this one... Man, it just shouldn't look that good. This is so wrong. Sorry, monkey. Hydraulic press. Oh, no. The face just before it gets crushed. And then finally we have Cakeify. Take a knife to the face. And then... Oh, that just looks ridiculous. How does it look so good? Knowing the images I put in, some of these generations are going to be very cursed. The man, the myth, the legend being crushed. Oh, from the bottom as well. Oh my god, his head popped. It kind of also turned him into cake. Like, this reminds me of cake at the end. Yeah.
But anyway, you get the idea. You can see up in the right-hand corner, those are the different things that it can do. So I thought maybe, you know, because you're doing stuff with weapons and a little bit of, I don't want to say the word VIOL, you know, the rest of the word, violins that you do instead of play onto other people. Yeah, I thought maybe those would be an interesting tool for you. Just feed it in images you already have. You don't even have to generate the image. So what I'll do is I will link to this video and I'll put it in the chat and y'all can, do with that what you will. But yeah, he does all kinds of other stuff like that. Okay. So before I leap head first, let me kind of show you what I was thinking you would do. There we go. So, you know, I got all my tchotchke in the studio here. So there's Sasquatch up close, right? Good old Sasquatch. And then we got Ameriskull, which is off in the back in the corner there. Most people probably don't even notice it. It's right there. Okay. Back to slideshow. And it's my slideshow is broken. Hold on. I might have to do this manually. There we go. It's live, folks. And then my little Star Trek original series tchotchke, where Kirk always goes up to the wall and pounds a button. Scotty, where's my power? My little UFO there, which you can see right above my head in the back there. That's the one that puts all the green lights on the wall over the Aurora Borealis there, back there. And then Guy Fawkes, or Fawkes. And Man on the Moon. Did he take the UFO? Who knows? And then, of course, Alan, or alien, the bust there. So just taking those and take a picture of something in your world, and I want to take these tchotchkes and turn them into emojis for the channel, and then not sure what I want to do for member badges. Maybe some of the members could have an idea what they want the member badges to be, but pretty much it's just it's the same thing but different colors. But I don't know how big they have to be. I don't know what the design requirements are. I have no clue what I'm doing. So let's ask the AI. Let's ask the AI, what the hell am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's go over there. The latency on these things are a little crazy. I'm actually getting really super fast upstream speed. So I'm thinking I'm going to experiment with getting reducing the latency, so that basically we're interacting more like a Zoom call. But I don't know how much the video quality is. But hey, Shadrach, man, what's up? All members in the house tonight. All right. So I don't know if you caught all of that, but I'm actually getting ready to make member badges and emojis. So for the emojis, I only had like the things sitting on my shelf, all these tchotchkes, or at least Guy Fawkes, Bigfoot, the alien, the astronaut, and the UFO. Maybe there's another cryptid you want. I think Night Owl said one, and that's so long ago, I can't remember. So refresh my memory, Night Owl. But anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to ask the AI, how the hell do you design these things? So let's go over and ask this this machine, what am I doing? So arrange my windows here. Okay. So I'm just going to say, I have a YouTube channel. Just to give it some context, right? So if you, like I was doing earlier, if you can't give it a role, do something to give it a context. Explain what you're trying to do. I have a YouTube channel that is growing. Wink, wink. All right. And now is the time. I'm just talking into it like a person. I'm not trying to, be all like the Star Trek computer. You are in violation of the Prime Directive. Just talk to it like a human. All right. That is growing. And now is the time to create membership badges and emojis. Well, actually, I think they're called custom. It probably knows what I'm talking about. I have no idea what the design, I'll just say constraints. I use a quarter word. It's the biggest word I've used all day. What the design constraints are for each. Can you help me? Oh, and I'll do this. And again, this is part of prompt engineering. You get fertilizer for the mind. Other things pop in there. I have images of actual items in my studio background that I want to create as custom emojis. All right. Just to kind of give it a little context, right? Let's see what it says. I don't know how big they have to be, if there's color limited. I have no clue. Absolutely, I can do that. YouTube design constraints, membership badges. They have to be a PNG. Okay. So that probably because they have to be transparent. 1 megabyte size, 72 by 72 pixels. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Yep, correct. Transparency, custom emojis. Oh, so they can be like It can be big, but I think they'll display like smaller. So that means, and just my graphic designer brain, they can't be the photos, right? They have to be almost cartoony. Naming emojis must be alphanumeric. Start with a letter. Example, Gen X Mike. What I can do for you. I can provide images of the studio items, microphone, camera. No, see, it misunderstood. It thought that I was saying I want it to be. So let me just interject here and correct it, okay? The studio items are actually, I'm going to misspell it, maquettes of a Sasquatch. What's all you conspiracy? What do you call not a gray, but I'll just say a green alien. I'm not gonna try and be too complicated. A green alien and a skull painted with the American flag. Not actual. And I'm only doing this just to correct the AI, so the context is corrected. Not actual studio equipment. I'll upload photos momentarily. And I purposefully just took, a rough, lazy ass picture of everything. But in case it doesn't work, I came prepared. And I ripped the high quality photos off the websites whatever website I bought them off of, with like clean white backgrounds. But I just kind of want to see what the AI does. All right, so let's correct the context first. And this, that's the reason why I want to do this in real time, so that, stuff like this happens. AI can get confused. All right, so let's see what it says. This sounds awesome and super distinctive. Maquettes like that will make killer emoji style branding for your members. Here's how we'll handle it. Crop and isolate each figure from the photo. So I kind of did that, but I'm just going to kind of just like be lazy and see how good the AI is. Remove the background to make it transparent. Uh-oh. It's thinking like it wants to do it literally, but I'm gonna use another image trick where I'm just gonna say, hey, make them like 8-bit poly or whatever, or make them look like, cartoon sticker or something, just so they have a similar style. But the AI doesn't know that yet. But it's being helpful. See, resize the image, add light effects or outlines if necessary before you upload. Take the photos. All right, so it's kind of coming from the idea that I'm gonna like make the photos the emojis. So I'm gonna give the AI more context. Actually, I was thinking of giving you real items, and then you create more cartoonish, or perhaps like low poly. I think it's called low poly. I don't want to say icons, but low poly images from those. In other words, the pictures I'm uploading, this is probably too much, but I'm uploading are reference images. See what it says. Oh, hey, Batty. No, I'm not going to paint the UFO. I'm not that talented. I am actually known in the family for spilling paint all over the carpet as a young boy trying to paint the space shuttle on the floor. Yeah, I am not good with the brush. All right, so let's see. Perfect. That's even better. Using your reference photos. Here we go. Now it's starting to understand. I can generalize stylized emoji versions of your maquettes. Perfect. Cartoon style, low poly 3D style if you want slightly game-like or edgy. So I don't know what you all think. You know, channel members, speak up. What do you want? You want low poly 3D style or more like a cartoon, sticker-like? And we'll just go from there. Upload your clear photo of the Sasquatch, green alien, American skull. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Actually, I can just drag and drop. So bear with me here. Got to go over to my folders. Make sure I have the right ones. Oh, I forgot to tell about the astronaut and Guy Fawkes, but so I'm going to do that. I'm also uploading other, I'll just say maquettes because that's what I was calling them. Maquettes and miniatures. That's the word I was, damn it. It knows. And then I'll just list them. A UFO, an astronaut. I'm just trying to be a little more, I probably don't have to be this specific, but sometimes, you know, I just don't want to leave too much to chance. Oh, guy, and I'm going to keep astronaut misspelled just to prove a point. A guy, I think it's FAWKS, and it probably knows what I'm talking about. Purposefully being ignorant. UFO, and then, and just for giggles, I'll just put the communicator and a prop from Star Trek, the original. I'm not even gonna like say what it is. I'll just say what show it is. Just kind of see if you know, because the AI's seen all this. Oregano. Jeez. All right, I can't help myself with Captain Kirk. I have to. I got to. Sorry. It's just it's my jam. Okay, so I just give the AI a little more context, and then I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop them all in with this new prompt. Just bear with me here. Just got to organize a couple things. Yeah, okay. All right, so just drag them over. Upload. That was probably a lot. That's like 20 megabytes. There we go. There's Sasquatch. Actually, I don't like that alien bust. It's too much to the side, so I'll use the other one. There we go. I'm purposefully not cropping anything and just feeding it pictures just to see what happens. All right. So let's trigger that. It's thinking. These references are fantastic. Your studio is packed with personality. Oh. And iconic elements. Here's what I'll do next. Plan of action. This is what what's really cool about AI a lot of times is when it confirms, and sometimes that's how you can tell that it's going off the rails or doing exactly what you want or getting a good approximation. Quick rundown of the two approaches. High expressiveness, bold outlines work well at emoji size. So here we go. Cartoonish, low poly. Chat emoji's great. We could even blend them, for example, give the skull emoji bold comic shading, but make the UFO badge low poly for a sleek effect. Oh, check this out. All right, so we got a vote for sticker like. I'm leaning that way too. Thanks, Night Owl. We'll go with that. But check this out. It's like, oh, here's what you uploaded: a Sasquatch, an alien bus, American flag skull, astronaut on the moon, UFO, guy fall. Oh, yeah, see, I spelled it wrong, but see, it knew what I was talking about. Star Trek Kirk era prop, niche badge. Okay, so I might need to correct the AI and say, actually, and I'm just going to refer to it as TOS. Prop is a wall-mounted it's intercom. That's the word. Panel. See what it says. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. Are you still good with starting in cartoon style for the first batch? I can prep. Yes, cartoon style, but more like stickers. I don't know what that means, but let's give it something to play with. And don't forget to make them transparent, or make the backgrounds transparent, not the emoticons. I'll just put ping just to be clear. All right. It probably knows that, but every once in a while I just like to remind it. Okay, so it's just going to start generating. Awesome. Okay. Time for a drink. This could totally go off the rails. Who knows? I have to put on the girl from Ipanema. Doot, 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 doot. Okay, so it's blending them all together. I can see already, but this is not a problem. But I'm already digging the style. But I could, with the current, the new features that ChatGPT, oh, you know what it's doing? It's making it so holy shit. This is awesome. Oh my God. I don't know about y'all, but I'm happy with this. I'm done. This is so cool. But I think it laid it out so I can split the image in an editor. I have no problem with that. So what do you think, chat? We have a winner? Are we winning? But we need it to generate more images. Okay. Okay. You think here. Hey, Freedom Fighter, what's up, man? I didn't see you come in. Welcome. These stickers would look, yeah, on T-Pel. You caught me. You caught me, Night Owl. Because actually, I was thinking I could put these on cups or something, or other merchandise. It was kind of the direction I was going to go eventually. I actually have an idea for a more Gen X specific iconography, but I won't go into it. But yeah, this is man. AI is going to replace us all. Shit. Let's see. No worries, Freedom Fighter. Just thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Sorry. By the way, I know I said all right, but I'm sorry about your dog. That's a rough one. With my dad, when I was younger, we used to train dogs, had obedience school, and yeah, we had a lot of dogs, and we had 2 dogs. One was our stud and the B word. Yeah, they were really big in the family, and it was really hard when they went. Okay, so we have more images to generate. So I'm gonna reward the AI So typically there's a here it is, a thumbs up. So just this is good practice. Every once in a while, you want to tell Chat GPT or OpenAI, you know what, you did good. Here's a thumbs up, right? So that they're getting feedback on the quality of what they're doing. So this is more of a community thing, but also too, I want to tell the AI these are perfect with an exclamation point. Let's continue with the other images. All right. Remember, always think you're Terminator. Yeah, Freedom Fighter 2, that image you generated was, sad post, but that image with the boy at the racetrack drinking the beer with the cigarette. That was primo. I loved it. At least I think it was AI. That could be like a faux pas of the future where you accidentally ask a woman if she's pregnant when she's really just overweight. That would be the equivalent. I'm sorry, I had to make light. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Uh-oh, look. Oh, nope, it made it. Damn. This is just, well, it's kind of repeating itself, but that's okay. Awesome. What about the other items? Let's see. It was the Guy Fawkes mask. My brain stopped working. Oh, and it got the UFO. There's one other thing. I know well, I guess that was it. There might be a copyright thing happening here. Let's see. Oh, good, good, good. I was like, oh man, I stepped in it, but cool, awesome. So after we have this, now that we've established the tone or the style, um, holy crap, this is just okay. uh, it looks like it's transparent. I hope it is. Let me, I'm going to download this real quick and just double check. Because if it isn't, I have to say, yo, AI, what's up? What's up? Let me just check real quick. But while I'm doing that, whoops, I just turned on my screensaver. Am I still here? Okay. I think I'm good. All right. All right. So why don't you all, channel members, come up with some emojis like cryptids or something else, that kind of fits the theme. And now that we have the tone, the AI could just pull it out of thin air. So let's try that. Meanwhile, my editing software is painfully slow. Let's see if I can just open this. It's another way to check this. Yeah, it's not transparent. All right. One tiny change. Keep the objects the same, but make the background plural transparent. And this might whack it, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, definitely not transparent. Okay, let me close that software. Holy cow. That is grinding my machine hard. Oh yeah, that's a good sign. Although I have seen the AI like make this pattern and it not be actually transparent. But we're gonna have to. So again, this is kind of the nature of AI. It's like, oh yeah, I'll do one. But I'm like, and the other ones. Oh, okay. All right, Lisa, settle down, settle down. I'd like to do this to people I don't dislike. Well, you could just put their pictures in the AI and then upload the video on some social media just to give them a little ribbon. Uh-oh, Night Owl, he's coming in hard. He's working on a list. At least Cthulhu. We got to get a Cthulhu in there. Okay, so let's, I don't want to say chide the AI, but remind it, this is great. Please, let's see if this is enough. Please proceed with the other custom emoji images you generated earlier. I may have to get specific, but let's just see if that's enough. Oh, yeah, the eyeball. Actually, that's a, Lisa, that's a 3D printed cover for a web, for like a little security camera. And I ordered that from a guy on Etsy, and he painted the eye on there. Pretty cool. What I could do is I could do that later, because it's really a pain in the butt to upload images while you're streaming, especially on this older rig. But I will, it's in the studio. I should do that. Okay, so it looks like this is gonna be a onesie twosie kind of thing. But yeah, when we get that list, I'll just start working on those. But in the meantime, let me see if I can get. What I'll do is, here's another trick I'll show you. Just download this and then re-upload it and say, and the other one as well. Oh, something is broken. Doesn't want to download those. 0 bytes my foot. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The AI is, or ChatGPT refuses to give me those files. They're coming down at 0 bytes. So I guess we're going to have to battle the AI. Yeah, see, that's another trick I do. See that? It is definitely, oh, you can't see it, but it's moving around without a color. So, all right. So in the interest of not boring you guys to death, let's get some, oh, Night Owl. How about that? Let me, I'm going to copy that. I'm just going to throw it at the AI and just see, all right. And then later on, I will follow up and make it do that. Because the idea was I was just going to download the image and go, hey, just take this image that you generated. Here's what it looks like. Make it transparent. But Dogman is not on that list. Skunk, ape, Wendigo. Jeez. All right, now we're trying not to set fire to ChatGPT, but all right. So let me organize this a little bit. But I'll put Dogman in there. because let's see, Dog Man. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm just gonna take Yeti out for now because it's a white-haired Sasquatch. Come on. But yeah, I just for now, just so that we can kind of, because like we got Loch Ness Monster, hell yes. Chupacabra, yeah boy. Jersey Devil, I'm not even sure what the Jersey Devil looks like. Mothman, that one kind of is all over the map. Mokle Membe, yeah, okay. Kraken, that's the original cryptid. Bunny Yip. Flatwoods Monster, Lizard Man. Somebody I know is well traveled. All right. So I'm just going to put this list in here and say, let's keep the theme going. And I bet you the AI is going to like just do one and we'll have to keep chiding it. Oh, hey, Rusty, is the Honey Island Swamp Monster like a registered cryptid? I don't know how to put it. Like, I mean, is it just like a Sasquatch? I have no idea what it is. I assume it's kind of like a Sasquatchy thing. I have not heard of that one. Just curious. The only reason why I ask is if I put it on the list and it generates, I won't know if it was right or not. But I'm gonna throw it on here just to see. Honey Island Swamp Monster. Okay, let's copy the list. And then I'll say, let's keep the theme going. I want to make more cryptids. Oh, the Toxic Avenger. That's a good idea. I don't know how many emojis I can make because like depending on the number of subscribers you have, they limit how many emojis, but we'll keep going. I want to make more cryptids. Please generate. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so that the AI will do it. Generate all the following cryptids in a single transparent background PNG so I can slice them later. There we go. I tricked you, AI. I tricked you. Let's see what happens. There we go. All right. And I'll put, well, we'll do Toxic Avenger after because I kind of want to keep them all together. Let's see. We also got, I'm going to start saving these. Let's see. I don't know if the AI will just kind of keep going vertical or what it'll do, but otherwise we'll be here all night. Oh, it looks like it's going to go vertical. Yeah, boy. Could start probably like putting like classic vehicles from 80s movies. Knight Rider, Airwolf, Back to the Future, car. Okay, so it got the transparency. Yeah, I don't know if these are like, as long as they're not touching, I could slice them up and then put them in the appropriate size later. Yeah, the General Lee, right on. I sense a theme. We got two for the General Lee. There's Mothman. I recognize that. Cthulhu. Yeah, some of these are, I don't know. That may not have, well, there's Wendigo, but it's probably not the best way to do it, but now we have something to work with where I could probably tell the AI to later on, because otherwise we'll be here all night just trying to toy with the AI. But the idea is that I could say, hey, can you lay these out 4 up on a square? And then that way it'll separate them. But let's just one more. Let's say, okay, now do the same thing with the following classic 80s TV show vehicles. Make sure they are laid out so that I can, let's see, so that each object is in a square, or is laid out in a grid so that they are in a square area. I don't know. Sometimes AI just knows what you're saying. Here is the list of vehicles. So we said, let's say we got General Lee. So notice, like, I'll just, because I gave it this context here, so it'd be interesting to see, like, if it knows what the hell I'm talking about. So we'll say General Lee. Is it Knight, as in Knigget Rider? I think it is. Marty, or I guess it's, I don't want to say, I don't want to mention the movie, but I'll just say Marty McFly's time, or the DeLorean. DeLorean time machine. I forgot what the other ones I mentioned. Damn it. You refresh my old fart memory. My Squistry's brain is kicking in. It's kind of getting long on the tooth here. I don't know how much longer I can go, but let's see. It's generally Knight Rider. The A-Team van. Hell yes. A-Team van. And just for giggles, I know it's not the 80s, but let's just throw in Speed Racers Mach 5. Yeah, boy. Okay, Magnum PI. And the Fall Guy truck, although, I mean, it's just a truck, but why not? A-Team van. I said them in the, y'all, aren't you listening? I said like all the good ones. Shit. As my mother says, getting old is a bitch. All right. Knight Rider. Oh, Airwolf. And then remember there was like a motorcycle one. Let's just throw in, let's say the Tron motorcycle just for measure. Motorcycle. Oh. There was a 1980s show with the motorcycle. He had a guy in like a communication center and it drove super fast. I can hear the music. Anyway, whatever. Let's just do that. That's good. Just to make a point, right? Then we got Star Trek. Heck. But just to give you the possibilities. But I'm gonna have to go in later and edit these and put these in. And just, from actual physical photos that I just, didn't care about the lighting, didn't care about what was behind them. And the rad bicycle? Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. We did have, BMX was popular when I was in late elementary going into junior high, and there was this abandoned church. They left their bus, and over the summer we all piled dirt. Because we didn't want it to be too dangerous, so we didn't pile dirt up the whole height. We just piled up the dirt to the hood, do a dirt ramp on both sides. We all stole our dad's shovels and rakes and whatever. And yeah, AI just doesn't get the layout. But holy shit. Damn. Look at that. Mach 5, Tron, General Lee. Damn. Yeah, it's pretty close. Anyway, getting back to my story. Yeah, BMX bikes, they were jumping that school bus all summer. The cops would show. This is how different it was. The cops would show up and go, yeah. All right. So there you go, kids. I will endeavor to split these apart. I don't want to waste your time because I'm just going to go. I know I'm just going to go round and round and round with the AI and have to do them one at a time. It's going to take a while, but yeah. This is all you guys. So that's awesome. A lot of fun. All right. This has been a long one, but I'm hoping that you're liking the more practical stuff that I'm demonstrating. So I'm going to cut it off here in a moment. But before I go, I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that I want to do with AI. I know that Dude Seriously and I were talking a little bit about creating a script from scratch, and then using the cues that describe videos and generate video from that, because that's something I'd be interested in doing too. But also, I want to make it so that I can train an AI what my face looks like, so I can do all the usual all that stuff, and then it takes about 30. Because I found this one AI, take about 30, 40 pictures, and you upload it, and it then understands what you look like, and then you can say, hey, can you generate an image of me going, with a tank coming at me in Tiananmen Square or whatever, and it can do that kind of stuff. So it generates the backgrounds behind you as well as creating you in different clothes, different expressions on your face, you name it. And then the extension of that is to do that with video. So that's kind of like the direction I want to go, because I can find a lot of use in that. And I think some of y'all are being content creators, but also, again, it's the same skills that I've been demonstrating, how you collaborate with the AI, and just keep practicing, and we'll go from there. But anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. It's a lot of fun. I feel like I worked, did a business thing here, had a business meeting. But anyway, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. I know it's Saturday night, a lot of more fun things that you could be doing, but yeah, thanks for coming out. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to put them, on any other video or post, whatever, and I'll answer them. But until then, I'm going to end it here. And until the next one, as I always say, peace. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I really appreciate it.